They never remembered her birthday. Every July, when the Wilson family gathered at their lake house for the annual summer reunion, Jasmine showed up with a tight smile, a homemade dessert, and a growing ache in her chest. She had been adopted into the Wilson family when she was 6, rescued, as Aunt Carol liked to say after a second glass of wine. But Jasmine never forgot that even though her last name matched theirs, her skin didn't. The Wilsons were old money white Southerners. They spoke with smiles that didn't quite touch their eyes and hugged her like she was something breakable, or borrowed. "You've grown into such a lovely young lady," Aunt Linda said one summer, then added with a chuckle, "that cocoa skin just glows in the sun. You know, my hairdresser's niece married a Nigerian. Same shade. So exotic." Jasmine had smiled back. That was the Wilson family way. You smiled through the sting. By high school, Jasmine had stopped asking to be included. She wasn't invited to debutante events with her cousins. She wasn't in the family Christmas card photos. Her cousin Rachel once told her she couldn't be a bridesmaid because the wedding colors were soft tones and her skin would stand out too much. Still, Jasmine kept coming around. For her adoptive mother, who loved her, awkwardly but fiercely. For the tiny thread of hope that maybe this time, she'd be seen. It was Rachel's 30th birthday when everything snapped. The party was lavish, gold decor, string quartet, designer dresses. Jasmine wore a sleek black gown, understated elegance, and came alone. No one offered her a seat at the front. They shuffled her to the side, next to a coat rack and a speaker. She overheard them before they saw her. "Jasmine? You mean the charity case?" someone whispered. "I thought she'd be gone by now." "She just keeps showing up like she belongs," another voice laughed. "Bless her heart." Jasmine stood in silence, her champagne flute trembling. She left before the cake was cut. No one called to ask why. While they posted vacation photos and flaunted family brunches, Jasmine was building. She went to college on scholarship, earning 2 degrees in finance and international business. While Rachel vacationed in Greece on her ex-husband's money, Jasmine worked 70-hour weeks at a boutique investment firm, then founded her own consultancy at 29. By 35, she was one of the top black female entrepreneurs in the Southeast. She owned property in 4 states, drove a Tesla, paid off her adoptive mom's mortgage, built a nonprofit that mentored young black girls from foster homes, girls like she once was. Still, she never posted much. No flexing. No updates. Let them think what they want. It came in an email from her cousin Jared. Subject: a quick favor. The Wilsons had fallen on hard times. Bad investments. A failed family business. Rachel had lost her boutique after a scandal. And now they were trying to launch a winery in Georgia. "We are doing a family-funded model," Jared wrote. "Small investments from relatives to get us started. We thought of you. It's a chance to reconnect and heal old wounds too." Jasmine stared at the screen for a long time. She didn't reply right away. Instead, she flew to Atlanta, scheduled a private tour of their half-built winery, and requested a face-to-face with Jared and Rachel. She arrived in a black suit, heels clicking on gravel. They didn't recognize the car or the driver who opened her door. Rachel's jaw dropped. Jared blinked. "Wow, Jasmine. You look successful." She smiled politely. "Let's talk numbers." They pitched her like they were speaking to a stranger. Polished smiles. Fake laughs. Rachel even called her sweetie. When they finished, Jasmine leaned back and folded her arms. "I can fund this," she said. "All of it." Jared lit up. Rachel grinned wide. "But I won't," Jasmine continued. "Not unless you make me managing partner." Their faces froze. "I'd own 60%. Decisions run through me. I protect my investment." "You can't be serious," Rachel scoffed. "Oh, I'm very serious," Jasmine said, her tone even. "You want my money. You get my leadership. Or you get nothing." Jared fumbled. "But, you're not. This is a family business." She looked them both in the eye. "I am family. You just never acted like it." 6 months later, the winery launched under a new brand, Windsor Roots. Jasmine was on the cover of Southern Business Journal, photographed beside rows of her vineyard. Rachel and Jared worked under her now. Silently. Respectfully. Because they had to. She paid them well. Fairly. but never forgot the coat rack, the whispers, the absence. And she didn't need to punish them. Success was enough. At the next family reunion, she arrived last. This time, the room stopped not in awkward silence, but awe. Jasmine hugged her mother first, then took her seat at the center of the long table. Nobody dared call her a charity case, because now, the only reason the lights were still on was her name on the check. Racism wrapped in family ties is still racism. Just because they smile doesn't mean they see you. But being dismissed doesn't make you less. It often means you were always more than they could comprehend. You don't need revenge. You don't need their approval. Your growth, your peace, your power, that's the full circle moment. And when the table never had room for you, build your own, and let them pull up a chair, if you choose. If you enjoy this story, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, who knows what story we will uncover next.